While browsing through Craigslist, I find this ad for iconic 2000 BMW E39 M5 listed for $6,000, posted 21 hours ago. Immediately, this vehicle grabs my attention. Reason being, it's such an iconic vehicle, but there's profit to be involved. If I just wanted to sell this car for parts, there's an immediate profit to be made. Just the engine and transmission on this vehicle go for $10,500. Granted, this hasn't sold on eBay, but a safe assumption would be $9,000 will get this unit sold. Now, if we're to clean it up, paint it, and go over the whole thing, how much would this vehicle really sell for? Well, a lot of people like to use Kelley Blue Book as a guide. Now, this 2000 BMW M5 would sell for information currently not available. And the reason being why there's no information available is because this vehicle is such a limited production run. For North America, we only received 9,992 units for the whole E39 M5 run. The best way to be able to get a value for this vehicle is to go on Bring a Trailer, where it's more of a specialty vehicle website. Now, one of the better vehicles that'll be comparable to our vehicle would be this unit here. This is a one owner, which really helps the vehicle. O2, which has the better headlights, the facelift, but it does have the comparable miles, which is 150,000 miles, which is very comparable to our vehicle. Now, a safe assumption on our vehicle that it would sell would be around $19,000 and pushing it to $21,000. So we're going to use that as a benchmark to be able to make a budget and be able to make a profit on this unit. I have always wanted to own a BMW E39 M5, and this one was the right one since it was a price point. Now you can see here it does have a rust spot on the fuel cap. The roof is a lot faded and there's barely paint on there. The rear bumper has a crack on there. The paint's completely damaged, and as you can tell, that mirror is gone. The interior trims are loose, but the engine is solid. I really enjoy washing the engine. 2 reasons: aesthetically it looks a lot better, and 2, I like to know if it has any type of oil leaks or if anything's damaged, and I can tell right away with time. Then I like washing the wheels as soon as I get the vehicle, just to know if I'm gonna need to replace wheels or get them repainted professionally. Especially this car of this magnitude, I want it to be almost as best as I can within budget. And I did discover that one of the wheels for the rear was actually curb rashed, and I got it professionally repaired. When driving the car back home, as soon as I bought it, I got on the highway, and when I came to a complete stop, I could feel the front rotors warped, which means that they start shaking under braking pressure. So it was mandatory to change the brake pads in the front and both rotors. Now all the parts for this vehicle, I did online shopping, and I was trying to get the best deal just because I have a certain budget that I want to keep. There's certain parts that you want to go OEM, and there's other parts that you could do performance, and they don't have to be OEM parts. So I got online and I went to FCP Euro and ordered the parts. While test driving the vehicle, I also felt that the brakes had a mushy pedal. I would hit the brake gently and I would feel that the brake pedal would actually go down a little bit too much. And I decided to bleed the brakes since that's the most cost efficient thing to do. And to my discovery, once I'm doing this, the brake hose that goes from the ABS unit was actually damaged. There's actually two hoses, and I ordered both and replaced them both. It was throwing the brake fluid and going onto the exhaust manifold. next order of business was the rear window regulator for the driver's side rear. Now these things are notoriously for going bad, so buying an aftermarket unit from eBay, which is the most cost efficient thing to do, will work. Eventually they're going to go bad again, and it's a constant problem with the E46 and E39 chassis since a lot of the parts I used were plastic. So that's the reason why I went with it, and it was time to replace it and get it fixed. I also noticed that the rear door handle wasn't working. It was only available to open from the outside. I tried opening from the inside, but I had no luck. So I ordered a door frame. I wasn't going to put back the door panel since I would have to take it off again to be able to install the door handle. Once I replaced both hoses that go to the ABS unit, it was time to bleed the system. So I started bleeding the system completely until I further realized that this vehicle is a computerized bleeding procedure. So I took it to an independent BMW specialist and they were able to bleed the vehicle so I can ensure the proper braking procedures. Being that this BMW M5 has a really beautiful color interior, it was time to remove these tints. They were really old and make the car look even older. So here it goes. Now, the only reason why I went with this specific radio is because it's era correct. It looks exactly like the factory radio, but it has the new upgraded technology of Bluetooth, Google Maps, YouTube, and whatnot. So this was the way to go with this particular car. Now, should be a plug and play installation, but unfortunately, whoever did the aftermarket radio install on my particular vehicle, they cut every single wire and they spliced it together. It was just a nightmare. So I decided just to take it to Iria Car Radio, and they were able to take care of this for me. Thank you, Manny. Since the car was completely painted, unfortunately, once they detail the car and they buff it and polish it, you're always going to have a little bit of that residue and paint and from the sanding down. So it's time to detail the engine maybe one more time for the final viewing of the car. While removing the old wiper crop, I found a little bit of surface rust on the edge of the window. Now this is something no one's going to be able to see, but best practice is to put something to prevent from it to keep rusting and spreading out. Now the emblems is one part that you really do not want to get something aftermarket. Original is always going to be best just because it looks that genuine look and it's always going to stick out. When opening and closing the driver door, you would be able to notice that the door panel will come with you just ever so slightly. And to anyone that is actually looking for this type of car, that is just a drawback since you feel like it's just worn out. So I bought a bunch of little clips that are BMW specific, and that was able to take care of this issue. Now here I'm removing the wheel and tire combination just to make sure I give it a deep clean inside the barrel, because at the end of the day you want to be as detail orientated as much possible. Remember, you're asking for a premium on this vehicle, being that it's a 2000 BMW M5. No one really needs it except the BMW enthusiast, and you want to make sure you position yourself where the vehicle presents itself as best as you can to where the budget that you have. Reason being why the center caps were done, the BMW M emblem on the wheel, the M5 side emblems, the rear M5 emblem, the BMW front rear emblems, fog lights, all this has been done. And it's for this specific reason, where you want the car to present itself as best as possible. So when you do have that one opportunity where that person comes, the car is ready to go. Now it's time for the photo shoot. Make sure you have enough time to be able to wait if needed, so you have the right day. On a really sunny days when you really want to take these pictures, make sure the sun's always behind you. That way you can be able to take some good shots and take a lot of pictures, and you'll know which angle is the one that works best because it just keeps sticking out to you. Try to choose a location that the vehicle does not compete with the background, something subtle, and that way the vehicle presents itself correctly. sell something like this? Well, the easiest way to sell something like this is to make sure you post it on the correct websites. You want to post it on AutoTrader, OfferUp, Craigslist, Cars.com, all the major websites to make sure that the vehicle gets the most views as possible. But being that this is a very particular car, it's a very particular person that's going to buy this, you more than likely going to get a lot of leads from outside of the state. So you want to make sure that you have a YouTube video that goes very, very into depth with the vehicle, shows all the information. You want to be very transparent with the person, any issues they may have, anything that you've done to the car. In this instance, this car had a lot done to it, and you just want to make sure you're upfront with them. Tell them that you're open to any, PPI, which is a pre-purchase inspection of their like. I don't like to recommend anybody just because I don't want them to feel I'm tied with that one person. So make sure you do a good thorough video and you go through the whole vehicle, everything, and that helps a lot. Making sure that you have that. Another key point is to make sure you have the service records. Anything that you did to the car, just make sure you keep a copy of everything. In this vehicle, we spent a lot of money trying to get it perfect and as best as we can. So make sure that you have this ready to go in a PDF form and you send it over. People like seeing service records, and it's always a plus. That's always going to help the sale because they know what's been done to it and what hasn't been done to the vehicle. So that's always going to help. And lastly, I also like putting the Carfax. This vehicle did have an accident. Now it doesn't have an accident. Now, when I buy the vehicle from the original owner, which he's the second owner, we start a conversation and he tells me, hey, listen, the car was never involved in an accident. Because I did ask him, hey, listen, how bad was that accident? He tells me the accident never happened. Unfortunately, his plate was, I believe the last digit was changed, and he got a police report stating that he had to go down to the police station. And he did. The next very day, he explained to me that he went to the police station, and that's where they found out that it was the wrong car, because in the police report, it was a Toyota Corolla, and this being a BMW M5 in a completely different color. This was a black car, the other one was a white car. So they gave him a police report stating that this was never involved, and that's how I was able to get it to Carfax and send it to the people at Carfax to be able to review it, and they were able to help me and remove it since the vehicle was never involved in an accident. So these are some key points that you want to keep in mind when selling something of this caliber.